Hi guys. First of all, what's the ticker? Ticker is, oh sorry, oh this is mine too. But there's another ticker today. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I've always enjoyed coming to Roll Up Day, and last time I gave a talk, and today I don't want to repeat the same thing, so there's a bit of a new stuff here, but if you came last time, then you can probably leave right now because there's like big overlap. So, okay, the ticker is ETH, and why is MegaETH here? It's very obvious, it's written on the screen. It's to make Ethereum fucking great again. Cool, okay. Anyone has never heard of MegaETH? All of you have? Okay, so why are you here? Okay. Well, I have a quiet audience today, it's okay. I have some work to do. So what is MegaETH? When I first met my co-founders end of last year, I thought MegaETH is such a scam, right? Like, who would ever name their protocol MegaETH? It sounds like a 2017 scam. It turned out it's not. Mega actually stands for Make Ethereum Great Again. It's also 10 to the 6. And it really represents our vision to make Ethereum extremely scalable. So I want to give you a first introduction of the team behind MegaETH. Our CEO and co-founder, Elon, is a big gigabrain of the gigabrain in the low latency data center compute realm. Studied at Stanford for 6 years, and MegaETH is really his brainchild. Some anecdote he was telling me when we first met was, he said, you know, I was like, did all this research for 6 years at Stanford. I was doing things that's just like too advanced for humanity. Therefore, he pivoted to blockchain, which I don't know if it's a right career choice, but I think it's good for Ethereum. Lei, who is my second co-founder and CTO, many people actually knew Lei as the co-author of the super famous EigenDA paper. So he's been working with Shuyao for the last 6 years. The guy deeply, deeply understands blockchain because he studied distributed system at MIT for 6 years. So I have 2 PhD co-founders, but I promise you we're not a Professor Coin. I myself, I worked in crypto for many years. I used to lead global BD at Consensus. I see a lot of my familiar colleagues here. Consensus has a host of products. For example, anyone here still uses MetaMask? Okay, wow, there's some deep loyalty there. Anyone use Infura? Infura is good, come on. Yeah. I've also like Sunset Truffle, by the way, so there's a bit of like, seen products go from 0 to 100 and back to 0. It's a fun time. And then lastly, Namek, who leads our growth. Namek was a prop trader. He used to manage 8-figure books, very successful, but then realized that trading is quite meaningless, right, by the act of itself, and decided to build MegaETH with us. So what is MegaETH? MegaETH innovates at the final frontier of blockchain performance. And our metric is really streaming transaction at 100,000 TPS with millisecond latency. But why final? There are so many layer 2s, layer 1s, everyone claimed to be the end game. So what MegaETH does is extremely different from everyone else is that we're innovating on the execution environment that no one has been innovating for the past 5 years. So many of you are familiar with optimistic rollup and ZK rollup. But they are differentiated based on the consensus aspect, right? Whether it's optimistic proof or zero knowledge proof. But it does not improve the performance. So where is the performance bottleneck for a blockchain? The performance bottleneck of a blockchain is the execution environment. And to be more specific, my co-founder Elon did a 6-month study to measure blockchain performance. And it turned out that the bottleneck is actually the Merkle-Patricia tree. So what MegaETH did is we rewrote the entire Merkle-Patricia tree. We have our own data structure, and that gives us 10x the boost of the current EVM environment. So that's number one, something that we are optimizing that no one else is. And the second one is really on the layer 2 architecture, which we call node specialization. What is node specialization? If we look at blockchain architecture, there are different nodes, right? Nodes are inherently heterogeneous and have different tasks. So you have a validation node, you have finalization, dissemination, sequencing, and execution. So the current layer 1, well, especially layer 1s, every node kind of performs the same task, right? So I think the screen is a little bit off. Can we move it up? Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, all right. I was missing the beefiness. So we have different nodes. Nodes are heterogeneous. And all the nodes live on this fundamental trade-off in blockchain, right? Which is decentralization and how beefy your hardware is. So if anyone tell you this trade-off doesn't exist, I don't know what they're smoking, right? I mean, there are many layer twos claim that, layer ones claim that. So the idea is very simple, right? So if you're maximizing on decentralization, your node has to be light, right? Many people has to be able to run your node, and vice versa. So everyone understands this graph, the trade-off between decentralization and how beefy your server is, while on this continuum of different heterogeneous nodes. So let's imagine your node is a super light bunny. Right? The bunny just like jumps everywhere. It's very distributed, very decentralized. And it's very good at validation. But it sucks at execution sequencing because it's not powerful enough, right? So what is this light rabbit blockchain? Very decentralized, sucks at performance. Yeah, it's the ticker. So on the contrary, right, we have this like really fat, beefy bunny. It's very powerful, eats a lot, but it can't jump around. It's very good at sequence and execution. But not many people can afford to raise this bunny. What is this blockchain? Bingo, it is Solana. So now, where does MegaETH stand? And where is our unique insight? The unique insight is when you have a heterogeneous node that requires heterogeneous hardware requirement, you should have different size of bunny, right? Have a really light bunny that runs the validating nodes, and have a really powerful, or to us even centralized sequencer that produce blocks. So this is what node specialization is. It's really having different bunny size for different nodes. So what we call ourselves is the first real-time blockchain. When you have node specialization for your network, what you're getting is extreme performance, which is 100,000 TPS. But more importantly, you're getting really low latency. So in comparison, right, Solana has 400 millisecond latency. Arbitrum has 265 millisecond latency. For MegaETH, we are now having 10 millisecond latency and going to a single-digit latency. So latency is really what unlocks unique applications on MegaETH. And by the way, everyone kept asking me, like, if this is so obvious, why hasn't anyone done it, right? Like, even Vitalik wrote about this architecture back in 2021 in his Endgame article. In the article, he said, the end game of a scalable blockchain is where you have relatively centralized block production, which is the beefy bunny, the fatty bunny, and very decentralized validating node, which is the light bunny, right? So if Vitalik wrote in 2021 and crypto people love to build what Vitalik built, why hasn't anyone built it? And the answer is very simple: skills issue. The reason is that when you are in crypto, right, you are following the usual trajectory of obsessing with consensus, right? Whether it's optimistic rollup or ZK rollup. But when my co-founder Elon, who studied low latency data center computer at Stanford, he looked at blockchain. He said, yo, this optimization is very simple, right? You just look at what's the bottleneck and you optimize the hell out of it. So to answer that question, the answer is really having the right team to build things that's very obvious from outsider, but kind of was like this thing that no one can do within the Ethereum space. So a real-time blockchain, what defines as real-time blockchain? It is the amount of time when you say you want to submit a transaction till the transaction is locked onto the blockchain. So again, Solana's 400 millisecond, MegaETH is toward single-digit second. And this is exactly how we kill Solana. We don't kill Solana on throughput. We kill Solana on latency. So why does latency matter, right? As we can all see, all the interesting applications right now are running on Solana. Can we just port them to Ethereum? You can't. For example, if you're running a DePIN network, latency really matters because the moment you have a lagging latency, the network just simply cannot run. But this is completely different on MegaETH because of our low latency. So some of the use cases I can think of, and I talk quite a lot about them, are, for example, decentralized VPN. right? VPNs are controlled by 6 companies in the world. And these 6 companies actually belong to 2 big companies. And they are being actively sued by nation state because they're stealing your data. I assume everyone sitting here uses VPN, right? I don't know anyone who doesn't use VPN. And by building a decentralized VPN on MegaETH, because we're so low latency, you can guarantee that no one is stealing your data without sacrificing the performance. Because the moment you sacrifice your performance, no one's going to use it. And this is where we think that by having low latency on MegaETH, we can actually unlock consumer-grade application. Another example is autonomous world. So I've been obsessed with fully on-chain games. Even growing up in China, I was not allowed to play games because my parents were very strict. But I think fully on-chain games are a completely different beast, right? A fully on-chain game is building a world economy. You're building a GDP inside this permissionless open game that anyone can participate. So there's a team called Biomes. They're building a fully on-chain Minecraft. Why would anyone put Minecraft on-chain? Well, because you can write a smart contract and start a DAO and start building roads and start charging tickets for your road. And this is not possible in Web 2. And this is not possible on Solana. This is only possible on MegaETH because of latency. You don't want to go in the fully on-chain Minecraft and the moment you want to mine a block and you're stuck there, right? Like no one wants that experiences. So now, again, MegaETH is building this super fast, crazy fast, very much low latency execution environment. How does this matter to the entire Ethereum world? We spent a lot of time thinking about it, and this is the new part of my presentation that I want to share with everyone. We also hosted an event with EigenLayer and Succinct a few days ago on the concept of world computer. What is a world computer? We have defined world computer as a single, composable, open, and permissionless state machine capable of hosting programs with minimal trust. A world computer concept was very much a popular concept back in 2017. Anyone here has heard of it before, right? And the reason we're bringing it back is because back in 2017, the world computer wasn't there, right? Ethereum could barely scale. You can only launch shitcoins on top of Ethereum. But now in 2024, we have EigenLayer that's providing trust and commitment to the world computer. You have MegaETH that's providing an execution environment to the world computer. You have a company like Succinct who's providing a zero-knowledge proof. So the crypto world is really ready for a world computer. But now you're asking, what can I do with a world computer other than aping into shitcoin? Okay, sorry, the slides are off. There's a lot, right? Crypto world for the last many years, starting from the very basic, which is stablecoin transaction. You can pay each other. This is what Bitcoin has done. And then for the past few years, you have DeFi application that allows you to ape things, and we recreate the financial sectors in the whole crypto space in 2 or 3 years. But what's next is really the real-time application that's consumer grade. What we believe is when you have the world computer components, anyone is able to build something that's beneficial to anyone, right? So when our team did our little offsite, we're like, why are we doing MegaETH? Like, there are so many other things we can do with our life. And the real reason is crypto and the world computer allows the small guy to do big thing. And before, the small guy couldn't do as much. But now, anyone can, I'll give you an example. Anyone can do something that's completely non-financialized on MegaETH. I'll give you an example of Lemonade. I see Casey, the founder of Lemonade, down in the audience. He's shy, but I will show you. So Lemonade is building looking like a decentralized Luma. But no one wants a decentralized Luma, right? Like Web2 Luma works really well. But what he's really building is to allow anyone, small business and individual, to stand up their own lemonade stand, to own their business, by knowing exactly who's coming to visit your store, to know their social graph, to allow them to be able to pay each other, and to have very granular interaction between individual and the brand. And this has never been done before, because in crypto, no one has been able to dream about bringing real people on-chain. And we believe that with the world computer capability of MegaETH and minimum trust by EigenLayer, people like KC can dream about bringing each individual and small business on-chain by enabling them to stand up a lemonade stand. And by the way, I didn't really know the concept of lemonade stand until he told me it's just an American thing, right? Like, you can do your lemonade stand. But another idea is, the social graph. Our team has been really obsessed with dating apps. And it's because, I don't know, some of us need the service. But dating apps sucks, right? Like, you go on it, you're forced to talk to each other, you schedule, a dinner and no one shows up. But what if we bring social graph, your knowledge graph on-chain? What if we're using zk-TLLs to understand what music you're listening to, what dinner reservation you're going to, and all of this combined together to give you the best recommendation that allows you to meet the love of your life? This was not possible before, right, in Web 2. And this is only possible with the world computer. So lastly, what is the role of MegaETH again? MegaETH pioneers in producing really powerful execution environment. We're here to make Ethereum great again. Our contribution is a fatty bunny along with a lot of light, jumpy bunny. And we're extremely happy to build with our partners like EigenLayer. I'm going to name another one, but maybe I'm not. Like EigenLayer, to build out the world computer and to make Ethereum great again. And one final ask, if you are an application builder and you either have an idea or you don't have an idea, you want to build something, please come talk to me. I think one of the biggest problems in crypto is that people don't have creativity. Right? It's very easy to fork something and to launch on a new chain and pretending it's new. But I think with the world computer and MegaETH's fast environment, everything needs to be on-chain, right? Things that could be on-chain should be on-chain because you never know what the on-chain transaction and your social graph would lead you to. So thank you guys. Thank you for having me. Make Ethereum great again.